Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Manic Movie Misfits podcast. I am your co-host, El Juan.
And I'm the other guy, Trevor. Oh, I'm really close to my mic.
Dang, I thought you better say Chick. I was waiting for it, and I was just disappointed.
No.
Awkward. Anyway, on today's Sauna Sunday episode, we're talking mostly Marvel.
Yeah, mostly Marvel, but Comic-Con.
Because of Comic-Con. But yeah. Comic-Con as a whole, I think we might talk about... I mean, I don't know, TJ's over here emceeing today's episode because...
Yeah, I have all the topics because I'm the one who is following Comic-Con.
Are you Jeff Goldblum in Thor Ragnarok? You're the
I'm
Grandmaster?
the Grandmaster.
Cool.
Yes, or I'm Benicio and I'm the collector in terms of...
The collector.
Or of Comic-Con news.
Comic-Con news. Technically, if we want to go even further, you're sort of Thanos, because you have like you could say each Infinity Stone is your topics there.
Yeah.
You've collected all your topics together.
Oh, yeah. I guess we can kind of just
we can just jump in.
Okay. I'm going to start with some smaller stuff. Stuff that just kind of came out. Let's see. Oh, I guess we can start with Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, let's start with there. Chris Pratt is ultimately playing...
You mean Chris Pine?
Chris Pratt? What the hell? Marvel.
Yeah.
Chris Pine is ultimately playing a different version of Kirk, confirmed.
Pretty much.
But with his way he seems to be acting in this film, humor-wise.
Yeah.
But overall, a really balanced... Initial impressions off the trailer.
Yeah.
Which, if you haven't seen these trailers that we're talking about or events, go check them out first.
Yes, do so.
But my initial impressions off the trailer is a very well-balanced cast. Not one actor overshadows another. It's not like you have... I mean, obviously, Leonardo DiCaprio would never do a Dungeons & Dragons movie, but if Leonardo DiCaprio was Chris Pine's role...
Yeah.
It's not like that.
If it was headlined by someone super big, and then the rest of the people were a lot smaller.
Exactly. They're all balanced, and they seem... When you include the trailer and how they interacted at Comic-Con on like the panel floor and with all the interviews, they seem like they have great chemistry together too.
Yeah, I was gonna say everyone who's there seemed like they were everyone who's in the cast seems like they know how to do like team ensemble movies and like they know how to do that kind of thing. Because I mean, you have Chris Pine who is in like Star Trek, you have Fast and Furious lady, you have.
Yes.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, no,
I guess I can say her name.
I knew you knew her name. I was laughing. It just like it's a fun nickname, but go ahead.
Yeah. You got Justice Smith. He's in Jurassic World.
TJ, don't forget the masterpiece that is Detective Pikachu. Don't you do it?
Oh boy.
Don't you do it, TJ?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then you got Sophia Lillis, who's in It. Like people like that who are just like consistently have like big ensemble movies that I mean, they know how to bounce off of each other and stuff like that. I don't know about Renee John Page. I don't know much about him other than that he's in like Bridgerton. And
so he knows how to do. We know he knows how to.
I know he knows how to act, but I don't know how he does in like bigger settings. So I've never seen Bridgerton. I watched The Gray Man, and he's not really in the movie.
Oh, was he not?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I was mildly disappointed, but at the same time, I got what I was expecting.
Yeah, I've heard that movie is not necessarily all that special.
It's your basic action movie with action that is sometimes so over the top you zone out.
Yeah,
it's that kind of movie.
I'm still gonna check it out with Will.
Oh yeah, but watch it. It's a fun time. Like I rewatched parts of it with my parents the other night, and honestly, it's still super fun.
I liked unfortunately they gave away some of the best jokes I think in the trailer. What I think are probably some of the best jokes in the movie, but I like there's the 007 joke.
Yeah.
And then there's the what does Ryan Gosling call Chris Evans' mustache in the trailer? It's
I don't remember.
Trash stash or something like
yes,
that.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So a couple good jokes there. But anyway, that's not common.
That's a whole thing.
That's a whole thing.
We can talk about that on another Sauna Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dungeons & Dragons, it looks fun.
Looks fun.
It just looks like it has a fun vibe with good action and stuff like that.
Good action. They actually went to location, which was cool. I know they went to Ireland, Northern Ireland, for their stuff, which you can see in some of the shots as well. Like when you watch trailer, one of your immediate reactions is, "Oh, that looks like that's an actual place," because it is.
Yeah.
So anytime they do that, it's good. Great writers / directors involved with this film. We're dealing with guys that wrote not No Way Home, Homecoming.
Yeah.
And is it the producer that worked on the first Iron Man and other Marvel stuff?
I'll see.
Anyway, these guys that are heading this project have been on big stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Marvel stuff. I know that. I know we're dealing with guys that have been on the first Iron Man, Homecoming dudes that wrote Homecoming, which TJ and I both agree is a great Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's still one of my favorites.
Still one of TJ's favorites. I think it really is one of my favorites too. So
yeah, you got a writer for Homecoming. You got Chris McKay. Yeah, one of the guys wrote Horrible Bosses. So yeah, you got some big people in there. Mm-hmm. Big writers.
And it is refreshing too.
Yeah.
It's seeing something this big. Again, I don't want to sound like what am I looking for here? I don't want to sound like a broken record, but
you don't want to make it sound like you're against Marvel so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. It's just it's cool seeing other franchises, other big fantasy,
series,
science fiction entities getting their own
spotlight. Yeah.
With the possibility of being as big as the Marvel movies as far as
coming out,
cultural impact or something
doing their thing
along those lines. Yeah.
In terms of Star Wars news, we got our first star for Acolyte.
We did, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that the only news that came out from Star Wars from Comic-Con?
For Star Wars, yes. Star Wars was weirdly silent during Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. Because I don't even know what they were doing. They were somewhere.
Well,
they had an exhibit where they showed off a bunch of stuff, but they didn't show any trailers or do anything like that. They didn't have a panel.
True, but remember they did have Star Wars Celebration.
When was that?
That was this summer.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Because remember, that's where we talked about it, maybe even on the podcast. They showed a trailer exclusively for the audience or some clips about Mandalore.
Oh, yeah, that was not too long ago.
And apparently Bo-Katan was on a throne.
Yes, I remember that. That was a few months ago. That was last month?
Yeah, so that was basically
what they would have shown
here.
That was I almost said E3. That was their Comic-Con panel, pretty much.
Oh, you know what, TJ? Well, I don't know if we want to address this now. I'll address it later. Sorry, go ahead.
What was it?
Oh, I was just going to say, so before this episode, TJ and I were talking about why they didn't mention anything about the holiday special or the very tight-lipped Halloween special.
Oh, yeah. Or Armor Wars.
Or Armor Wars. I'm wondering if they're going to do that at the next Disney thing.
D23?
Yeah.
When is that?
You want to look? Yeah.
I think D23.
I think that is in the next couple of months.
D23 2022. Because it looks like it's in early September.
Okay.
September 9th through 11th.
I wonder if they're going to do it then.
Yeah, because they didn't mention anything about Armor Wars. There was some news that came about it, not too long ago. And yeah, then there's the holiday special and their weird Halloween special that no one has said anything about, but is still apparently coming out.
It's a thing, as far as we know.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, they didn't mention anything. Not a word, not a peep, which is really weird because, two of them are coming out within months, half a year, and it was weird that not like I said, not a single word was spoken of their existence. It's almost like they forgot in a weird way. But yeah, that would make sense that D23 because they need something to kind of kick that off. Other than they'll probably show some more Black Panther stuff and stuff like that.
And I wonder if they'll release at that time some trailers that we didn't get from the world didn't get from Comic-Con.
Yeah, I bet that's when we're probably going to get the Ant-Man trailer. Or something around that time. And then I could see probably the Marvels trailer, I think, coming out around... or is the Marvels next? I can't remember.
Well, it's...
For movies.
It's Wakanda Forever, and I think it's Ant-Man.
It's Ant-Man, Guardians, and then the Marvels.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We might get a Guardians teaser kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. But back to Star Wars.
Yes.
So, again, like you said, there isn't much to say.
No.
I like the concept of Acolyte is interesting because we're dealing with pre-Phantom Menace stuff, right, with Sith.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and plus it seems like it just seems like a nice departure. It sounded like the person who was making it wanted to make something completely different.
Which is what unanimously most Star Wars fans want. We're kind of, as a collective unit, wanting to see other things. And for the most part, Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy, some of the big guys at Star Wars, Filoni, Favreau, I think know that.
Yeah. I think that's a thing, but also I think it's not a thing. Because I feel like the last time someone tried to challenge Star Wars, they got absolutely shit on. Cough, cough. Rian Johnson. The whole thing about him making The Last Jedi was he's like, I wanted to make something that was different for Star Wars and make something that was challenged you as a Star Wars viewer into making you look at Star Wars in a new way. And he did that, and it was the most decisive Star Wars movie of all time. And probably, I'd say one of the most decisive movies probably of all time.
Yeah, but then he got his own trilogy, though.
Yes, but at the same time, I think the fan outlook
okay.
on the movie itself, not saying that like the movie didn't gross a bajillion dollars, and the outlook of the movie of it trying to do something completely new was either the greatest thing that Star Wars could have done, or was the worst thing Star Wars could have done. And I think that's, I think that was also like, it's a Star Wars movie and it's not like its own, like show, where I feel like something like The Mandalorian can try and do something more like that. Cause it has more, it's like the Marvel shows. It has more free will to do kind of more obscure things, cause it's less people are watching it. It's less of a big movie event. But at the same time, it's still interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, that is unfortunate when you see stuff like The Last Jedi and Eternals have that super decisive and unfortunate fan outlook, because then, like you kind of alluded to, TJ, it sort of has these companies kind of crawl up in a ball and realize and kind of go away from creating new and different things. Yeah. But that's a whole nother podcast. Yeah. What else was at Comic-Con, TJ?
Small things that I will kind of just rapid fire. We got a teaser for the new National Treasure series. Did you watch, like, it was like a 10-second clip?
I did. If it doesn't have Nick Cage in it, I'm not I might really watch cringy. It, but I'm not appeal. There's no appeal for me at all if it's not Nick Cage.
Yeah. It looks really cringy. Like the way they set up the thing made it look really just like the way they the way they edited it was like, this is a thing of the past, and then the new hero's coming in and she's gonna be better than Nick Cage, and it was just like, oh my god.
No, you're not. It's Nick freaking Cage.
Yeah.
It's Nick freaking Cage, and you're dealing with movies that are the foundation of people's childhoods.
Yeah.
Like
National Treasure is...
And you, I think you watched them a ton, right, TJ?
I watched the first one a bunch.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the second one that many times, but the first...
I thought the second one was actually still pretty good, too.
The second one is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, National Treasure is... I'd say it's one of those movies that is so beloved. It's not the best critical movie, but as a just a watch... It's so fun.
And a concept.
Yes, and a concept. It's super fun, and people adore it. Like, I'd say it's one of those movies that it has such like a cult following. And a wide appeal from children to adults even get engaged with it. I mean, my dad showed me that movie, and he was like, this movie slaps. And I was like, okay. I'm like 7.
7-year-old TJ is just looking up his dad like, what is this movie?
Other small things. Oppenheimer got his
a poster.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good to have Nolan watching a Nolan movie on the big screen.
Yes,
with a
big one.
Dude, Nolan was going for Wes Anderson stacked casts. He's like, you know what, Nolan, or you know what, Anderson? All right, you have some stacked casts. Check this out.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for Oppenheimer. It looks pretty cool. I mean, amazing cast. I think it's a nice change of pace for him as well, because it's more of like a slower biopic kind of thing, or instead of like the thrillers he's kind of come to do in the last like 10 years. So I'm definitely interested to see where like he kind of goes with a new change of pace.
And I'm glad Cillian Murphy is finally the main character of one of Nolan's movies too, because he's been
Finally headlining one after 15 years. Jesus.
casually on the set of all of Nolan's movies. Cillian Murphy is just in the background pleading to Nolan in between takes. Give me my own
chance.
movie. Let me be the main guy in one of your movies. Come on, man.
Honestly. Other small things that I thought were interesting. They talked about the first animated Avatar movie. Like
how it's going to be...
It's about Aang and the gang, yeah.
Correct. Aang and the gang, correct.
Which I think is a good place to start. For those who don't know what I'm talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the show that was on Nickelodeon, like when we were kids. That's another one of those things like National Treasure, except it's considered an amazing show.
One of the goated animated shows.
Well, I'd say one of the most goated animated shows. I think it's one of the highest rated shows on IMDb. It's pretty goated just in general. They said that they were going to make some movies for it. Animated movies, not more live action movies, because the live action movie is...
Wait, I thought they were live action.
No.
Because I thought they got like a small kid and stuff like that to do...
Oh, no, okay. So as of now, in terms of Avatar, oh god, Netflix is still apparently making a Last Airbender show that is live action.
Oh. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the people who made the original show. They opened an animation studio.
Oh, dope.
And they're going to make like in the same style as like the original show in Korra. They're going to make like animated movies.
Okay, so these are going to be probably good then.
Yes.
Okay.
The people who were originally working on the live action one for Netflix, which was supposed to come out by now, we haven't heard anything because everyone dropped out. And then it kind of it's been sitting in production limbo for like forever. And it's really weird. And if it's live action, it's already kind of have like a stigma of it being bad because the M. Night Shyamalan movie is god awful.
No. It's M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan?
There's... Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done.
My last kind of rapid fire thing is... I'm very excited for this show, but it's the Sandman on Netflix.
Yes, I've read the short story, and I've seen a YouTube stop-motion version of the short story, and it's a very disturbing short story, so I'm excited for the show.
The show looks really cool. I like it has like that kind of like, it has a very grungy feel to it, and it's just like, it seems really... It seems like Netflix is actually putting a lot of time and money into it.
Dude, so I read the short story beginning of sophomore year, this last year, for one of my classes, and it is extremely disturbing.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of have an idea on what it's about?
A little bit, here and there.
I can already tell they're kind of modernizing it and switching it up a little with appearances, obviously short story's a little older, but if they kind of stick with the same concept, hopefully it should hopefully be gory and give people nightmares because
nice and violent,
yes.
I'm very excited. The trailer was really well done, and it looks like it had a good, like, well-rounded cast to it.
It's weird seeing DC's name on a project that's going up on Netflix, considering DC has HBO Max.
Yeah.
Which I don't know
Speaking
how
of DC.
Speaking of DC. Hold on. Speaking of DC.
Yes. DC's Comic-Con panel sucked. I'm going to say it now. In terms of movies, at least.
Do you like me just absolutely going off with the soundboard?
Yes. Yeah, their panel was really underwhelming. Because they didn't announce any like new movies or anything. They showed a trailer for Shazam, which, I mean, whatever, it's Shazam. It's a fun movie. It's dumb, it's fun. And I mean, the second one's going to be dumb and fun.
And you're going to forget about the trailer in 3 days.
Exactly. And then they had Black Adam, which was just as cringy as the first trailer. And it had it was the same trailer, just cut into 1 minute instead of 2 minutes. And it was a very underwhelming panel.
The only appeal to me in that entire movie, and this is because I'm a Bond fan, is Pierce Brosnan. That's pretty much it for me.
Oh, for Black Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it takes itself a little too seriously. And, I mean, I'm definitely interested to see it's not Doctor Strange, it's Dr. Fate.
Isn't that Pierce?
Yeah. On the big screen. And Dwayne looks really cringy, and I can't wait to see that because I want to cringe watching him.
He's literally going to be...
I always cringe watching the Rock movies because I find him very cringy.
The movies I will give him credit for, though, are the Fast and Furious movies. I actually think he has an interesting role in those films, purely from the standpoint that he kind of does add that counterweight to Dom.
Yeah.
Which really no one else can.
Yeah. It's weird to see over the course of those movies how much his character changes. Because in the first ones, he's very macho. And then by the end, he's like the biggest jokester of them all. Or he's one of them, at least. And he's always like memeing, like every other The Rock movie, while also still having that. He's like gone from like polar opposites. It's definitely interesting to see.
But you do admit do you like him in those Fast and Furious movies, though?
I think he's fine.
Okay.
I cringe less with him
in those movies.
Yeah, I think the movie I cringed the least at with him is Fast 5.
Dude, he genuinely, I think, has... I mean, we both agree that's the best Fast and Furious movie. And...
easily.
And him and Dom have that awesome fight, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he can... I would agree, he is the best in that film. But yeah, I mean, besides Pierce, that's pretty much all I'm interested in with that movie. And then Shazam, I still need to watch the first one.
Yeah.
But there was a stretch there where I just did not watch DC movies because it was after
post Justice League.
Yeah, I just kind of
gave up.
I just kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on Marvel because Marvel is a bajillion times better right now than DC.
Yeah, they definitely are. I think DC has some interesting ideas with their movies, but they ultimately. I mentioned this to you earlier. They're either really bad and cringy, or they go under the radar, and then it's really weird. Like all the
and then they come out with the Batman, which is one of the greatest. A lot of people are hailing as one of the greatest comic book movies in the last 20 years.
Yeah,
which has merit. There is merit to that.
Totally,
we love that.
I totally agree.
It's both. TJ and I had literally sent text messages to each other. Less than a week ago, we were talking about our top 3 or whatever favorite comic book movies of all time, and both of us had that movie in there.
Oh yeah, it's so well done.
But yeah, I mean, you're right though. It's that movie, and then there's 2016 Suicide Squad. It's just
you have either you have the Batman, which is an anomaly for them, at least for now, modern DC. I'd say there's anomalies in terms of the Suicide Squad and the Batman, which are decently well done movies. Decently to like really, actually, genuinely really good. Actually, I like both.
And notice too how those movies feel like they have their own tone. Notice that too.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the DCEU.
Yeah. And then the other things for DC are they're either criminally underrated and actually pretty decent. Like Birds of Prey and stuff like that, where it's like they have that feel of ones that are big, but they're like no one watched them.
And then DC does no I don't mean to just throw this out, but because it just triggers me every time I think about it. They just do no advertising for that movie. I always throw it out there because it just disturbs both of us.
Yeah, it's really weird to think about that movie has like no following because they made no effort to actually advertise it, or all the movies that they do advertise end up not being that good. Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 2, stuff like that, where it's like it's really cringy and it's bad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Anyway,
all right, we got a few more things.
Okay,
John Wick 4.
Yes, they released a short, what would you call it, a short teaser?
Yeah, it's like a minute.
Looks absolutely epic.
Oh, yeah, it looks just as crazy and fun as the other ones.
Color palette going off, which they've kind of...
That's one thing that John Wick's always done really
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the three, the trilogy, I guess, the current trilogy.
The original trilogy.
Yeah. But I kind of remember that as they do really have some good color palettes.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, I think of... I want to say it's the end of 3 where they are trying to get John Wick in the hotel.
Yes.
So, yeah, the end of 3, there's some great moments in 2, which is my favorite so far.
Same.
And I think is the best of the 3.
I think so, too.
The homage to Enter the Dragon with the mirror scene.
Super
brilliant.
Cool. Yeah.
They just, they know what they're doing. What is it, the
fun.
Wachowskis?
No.
Or what am I thinking? Why am I thinking that?
It's Chad Szyczynski. I don't remember his last name. It's something like that.
Right.
Who worked on The Matrix.
And the Wachowskis were the ones that directed The Matrix.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I get that confused. But they know... See, the thing is they always have direction in those films. They know what they're doing. So I don't expect anything less than what we got with the other 3.
Yeah, Keanu and the director and all the people involved, they know what they're doing. They know how to make a big, crazy, fun movie. And I think they're going to be nothing short in the last few that they're making.
And they gained some quality actors, too. They got one of the Skarsgårds. They have...
Did they really?
Yeah, I think it was Bill Skarsgård was in the trailer. Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. I mean, they've gotten Lawrence Fishburne in the last few.
I think it's... Let me look. I'll look.
Yeah, they've gotten some... The one guy who's a Scorpion in Mortal Kombat, he's in it. It looks crazy.
Yeah, Scars. Yeah, he is.
So
he's in the trailer, John Wick trailer.
Who is?
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he's in it. He was. I don't know. He looks like he's some businessman. He doesn't look like he's a hitman. He looks like he's doing something, trying to take Wick or something. Because the end of... Well, actually, we don't want to spoil the end of that movie.
Yeah, watch John Wick. It's awesome.
Watch John Wick. It's awesome.
Okay. Last trailer, Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
We just watched it, or you just watched it. I watched it for the 3rd time.
Correct. I love... More and more these days, I love when television shows and movie franchises... which we're going to get to one that now has a plan, just came out with another plan.
Yeah.
I love when they make plans because you feel like you're in safe hands.
Yes.
And the Ring of Power, what is it? Is it the Rings of Power? What is it?
I think it's the Rings of Power.
They have a plan. And when I find out that they're going to do 5 seasons, and even you said, gee, they know what the ending shot is going to be or something like that. Mm-hmm. When they get that into the nitty-gritty with the ending, and when I see this trailer that came out that is exploring all these different avenues and all these different new characters for us and kind of laying little groundwork, obviously, because they have 2.5 minutes or whatever the trailer is, 3 minutes. When you include all that, I feel like I'm ready to go on this journey.
Oh yeah, I am incredibly excited for the new Lord of the Rings show. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. It looks very ambitious. It looks crazy. It looks like it's going to be a good time. For just Lord of the Rings fans in general and just film people, because it looks just so well done. All right, now we hit the Marvel section of our podcast.
Oh, okay. I'll say one more thing about
Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm also glad that they're using the same formula that made the original trilogy so successful, was going to location, spending the money. I mean, this is the most expensive television show of all time.
Yeah, now it is.
Or is it Stranger Things? I don't know.
It's Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Going to location.
They're doing their work.
Doing their work. You know, it's when they do that kind of stuff, and they're using the formula of the old movies, it's going to be good.
Yeah. All right. So,
Marvel.
Now, into Marvel.
Into Marvel.
Before the MCU, early on Friday, they had an animation thing, and so I kind of took notes on some of the stuff there. We got a trailer for the new Groot show thing that's happening.
It's just going to be a very casual sort of...
Yeah, it's like 5
okay,
shorts.
I'll watch it,
whatever.
But whatever.
Fine. Yeah, I didn't...
excuse me. Hold on.
Oh.
So anyway...
Yeah.
We were talking about the Groot.
The Groot.
The Groot show, and I just wanted to...
Show your Groot socks?
Groot socks. I don't know if they can see that. I hope they can.
I don't know.
I'm kind of in the center of the...
Oh my god.
Thing there. So there's Groot.
Yeah.
He's mad chilling. Hopefully you can see that. But anyway, let me get out of this extremely awkward position here.
Yeah. I honestly do not care about this show.
I don't either.
I think...
And I'm a big Guardians fan, but I don't.
I think it'll be a fun evening watch. Past that, I do not literally care about it at all.
It's probably going to be one of those things where you watch it and then a week later you just kind of...
You forget
about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think is going to happen for me.
Although it is going to have Bradley Cooper as Rocket, supposedly, so that might be interesting, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but we got a new... they said that What If Season 2 is coming early next year. And they already ordered a Season 3.
TJ, I watched the episodes that you recommended.
Yes,
as far as some of the better stuff, and I thought that was. I don't think it was peak Marvel.
It's some pretty peak Marvel.
Okay, yeah, that's
it's
peak,
getting there.
I will say it's peak TV show Marvel, which I guess you're with Loki. It is kind of that is pretty good.
I'd say most of it's pretty good. I liked What If for the most part. There's some episodes that I thought were hot garbage. Cough, cough, the Thor one. That episode is... I think that episode gave me heart palpitations.
I'm not looking forward to watching that one when I do.
Oh, no. It's rough. I hated it through and through. But when What If does what it does best, like the Doctor Strange episode...
That episode's fantastic.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
And I love... Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Like stuff like that, and like the T'Challa Star-Lord one, where it's just having fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one I need to watch.
You haven't seen that one?
No, the reason I say oh, yeah, is because I did see him in the other one that you recommended me, where they team up.
Yeah, the ending one.
Yeah.
That episode is super fun.
I love the dystopian vibe. I think it's that one that starts out with Clint and Natasha on their own.
Oh, yeah, that's the Ultron one, yeah. That's like episode 8.
Yeah. Love that.
When What If is real, like when it wants to be good, it's really good. But it does have its like rough spots. Like some of those episodes aren't amazing. They're not bad by any stretch, but except for the Thor one, I cannot defend that episode at all.
We should also shout out in the What If series, Felix guy.
Yes. Jeffrey Wright.
Correct.
He's a great narrator.
Really liked him. You're right. He's a good moderator, good narrator.
Yeah, he's a cool background
episodes.
character. Yeah. I'm definitely excited for season 2. I want to see what they bring in, some of the weird ideas. I think I heard that the new season is going to deal with a lot with more like new characters and stuff like that.
Cool.
So I'm like, okay, bring in some Shang-Chi, so like stuff like that. Speaking of Shang-Chi, zombies.
Yes. Marvel's Disney Plus's first,
I think, MA
rated original television show, because obviously they put on Daredevil, but that was Netflix.
Yeah. I am very excited for this show.
I remember you texted me and you were immediate reaction very excited.
I am so excited. It looks like they're doing a zombie show right. They're not holding back for gore or anything. They're going to go for it. And I like that a lot of the heroes that they're adding are a lot of new heroes. You got Shang-Chi, the Death Dealer was in there. You got Kate Bishop. You got Jimmy Woo. He's going to be one of the characters.
Dude, I am here. Jimmy Woo is... Wait, is he Wong? Wait.
No.
No.
He's Randall Park and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But can I also just shout out real quickly? I mean, I know we're probably going to talk about She-Hulk for at least a second.
Oh, yeah.
Can we just talk about Wong supremacy for a second?
Dude, he goes hard.
Or sorry, we'll talk about Wong supremacy later. TJ, you finish your bit here.
So the heroes that they announced they're going to be in Marvel Zombies: Miss Marvel, Jimmy Woo, Yelena, Kate Bishop, Red Guardian, Shang-Chi, Katie from Shang-Chi, and the Death Dealer. And the zombies that they announced, Scarlet Witch is returning, Captain America, Hawkeye, Abomination, Ghost, Captain Marvel, Icarus, and Aoki.
Icarus, interesting.
As soon as I read Icarus as zombie, I was like, hell yes.
They're addressing the Eternals outside of the Eternals. Interesting.
Yeah. It seems like such as like a fun idea. I think it's for like all the people that really enjoyed like the zombie aspect of the zombies episode. I think it's going to go hard in that, just like weird dystopia kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Looks cool,
and the gore will definitely add to that.
Yes.
T's over in the corner. Yes.
Yes. I'm just going up my list. So next was Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah, I'm
a lot more interested after Comic-Con.
Okay, I'm still sort of meh with it, but
I think I like the idea of it more after Comic-Con.
Okay.
Because before Comic-Con, I knew it existed, and I thought it would just be like a really cringy just show. But it looks like they're going like 60s style comic animation. And they're bringing in like Norman. It's like its own thing. It's like zombies. They're bringing in Norman Osborn and some like definitely some different like side villains and stuff like that. And it just looks like a fun Spider-Man show that like it's going to do like what Homecoming did, but like animated and a little different. But it looks fun. I'm here for it.
And they're basing it off of Homecoming, correct?
I don't know.
I thought that was the whole thing, is they were kind of basing it on the vibe of Homecoming, no?
I think it's the vibe of Homecoming and kind of like that like awkward high school kind of thing. But I think they're changing up a lot of the story stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Norman's showing up. You got Daredevil showing up. I think Doctor Strange is too.
Daredevil literally showing up in everything in existence, it seems, that is Marvel, yes.
Yeah, now that they have the ability to, they're going to do it all the time. But yeah, it looks. I like the style of it. It looks kind of cool. I'm definitely interested to see where it goes next. I will say it's. I think it's one of my bigger surprises from Comic-Con, because once I saw like those photos, I was like, this is actually kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely interested to like see where it goes for next.
All right, TJ, we should get to the bigger stuff now. So if there's anything else you want to list,
the last animated show is X-Men '97.
Mm-hmm.
I started this in hype. It seems fun.
I saw several episodes as a kid, but
I had never seen this show. It's essentially the thing I can equate it to now is it's just G.I. Joe but with X-Men.
It is. No, it is.
Yeah, and I mean that's not a bad thing because
it satisfied me as a kid, and it probably would still satisfy me now. I need to watch it because they're doing a sequel to it.
Yeah, it's like a sequel show kind of thing.
Yeah,
it looks cool. It looks like people who love the original show making the new one. Looks like it's going hard. MCU, I guess I should be rushing into this now.
Yeah, so we have about, just FYI, we have about 15 minutes for this.
15?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to go down the list in terms of time or when they're releasing,
and then we can talk about what we want to talk about.
Yes, okay. I'm just gonna mention the basic like run through of what kind of each thing happened. So She-Hulk, which comes out next month, got a trailer,
and this is still Phase 4.
This is still Phase 4. Black Panther, which is the end of Phase 4. We got a trailer, we got a poster, we got some teases for characters, some confirmed characters, stuff like that. Ant-Man, which is the first thing of Phase 5. Sorry, they got a special look. Comes out of February next year.
Quantumania is the name. They're going again. You list and then we'll talk about it.
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Special Invasion comes out next spring.
Secret Invasion.
Sorry. Guardians 3 comes out next May, and they got a bunch of stuff for that at Comic-Con. Echo, the new series, comes out in summer of next year. Same with Loki Season 2. The Marvels comes out in July. Blade comes out in November. Ironheart comes out in the fall.
Fall 2023.
Yeah. And then that series and the new Agatha show comes out. And then that one comes out in the winter, so that's kind of...
I'm honestly... I literally might have no hype for the Agatha show.
I'm interested to see what it is and how it ties into everything.
Okay.
Because considering they're putting a lot of emphasis on it, it has to have some sort of interesting thing about it that like is gonna draw everyone in. But like at the same time, compared to a lot of these other ones, it's this Thor thumb.
Oh, it is.
It's the one that doesn't exactly fit. That and like Echo. But I think Echo fits a little more because I think
it's supposed to be more Daredevil universe-y sort of it's realm.
Have that more like spy kind of Hawkeye kind of path that's some of that's going with. Mm-hmm. I got a few more. Yes. Daredevil, which comes out in spring of 24.
Born Again
with its 18 episodes.
I was waiting when I heard that. Sorry, you finish.
Yeah,
I keep biting at
the bits.
Yes.
Captain America 4, aka New World Order, comes out in May of 24. Thunderbolts, which will end Phase 5, comes out in July of 24. Fantastic Four starts Phase 6, and it comes out in November of 24.
And then hold on.
Oh, and then our final two.
Hold on. Wait, what am I looking for?
I don't know.
Nope, that's not it. That's not it. What am I looking for? Sorry, you just go ahead.
Okay. We have two Avengers movies coming out in the same year. We got Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. The first one coming out in May, and then the second one coming out in November. Yes. This is the multiverse saga. It's insanity.
It is. And obviously the biggest takeaway is Marvel finally has a plan again.
Yes, we are back to...
Yes.
I had a feeling that they already had a plan, but at the same time, this area feels a little aimless.
Sorry, what feels a little aimless?
I feel like they had like at the current moment they have a plan.
Oh,
but
yeah.
At the same time, it feels like it's meandering a little bit too much.
Well, I think Thor is the best snapshot of that because
yes,
what was that movie? I mean, looking back at it after several weeks, what was that contributing to? Where was it going? How was it trying to build the Thor character?
Well, at the moment, the thing about like a lot of these Marvel movies is that they're setting up so many paths for characters. How are they all going to bring it all into the new thing? Or like finish it all up with Secret Wars? How is this all going to finish? Like we have all these like new paths. Like we have the whole magic area with Doctor Strange and Wanda, and we have the spy stuff with like the new Captain America, and Yelena and stuff like that. Then we have the Eternals, and then we have like the Shang-Chi bit, and then we have multiverse, and we have like all this. I mean, actually, the magic and the multiverse kind of merged, but like at the same time, it feels like they're setting up so many paths that are going so many different places that it's going to be weird to see them all converge back into one point at this point. And Thor has nothing to do with any of the other ones.
Yeah.
Because like Thor was its completely own new path that it somehow created, which I didn't think was possible.
Yeah. Well, let's focus on obviously the stuff that just came out.
Yes.
Yes, they finally have a plan, and now I think you and I can both agree we are confident in where Marvel's is going, because when they have a plan, it works. Yeah, and
when they have an endpoint, they know how to get there.
They'll
round it out in a way that actually makes sense.
They round it out. Now they know where the pieces are going to fit in. They know how certain movies are going to interact with others. That's what was so great, right? About those first, 3 phases?
Yeah.
First 3.
Well, phase 3, like specifically. Like
they knew how this Thor movie was going to contribute to Infinity War.
Yeah.
And how
it was going to lead into Infinity War.
The seemingly secluded Thor movie, how it was going to interact with Earth, basically, or the rest of the Avengers.
How
that
Thor,
sort of thing.
Ant-Man and Captain Marvel were all going to converge into an Avengers movie.
Yes.
but seemingly also tying in like aspects of like Doctor Strange and Guardians and like Captain America: Civil War. Like that was one thing when I was like younger, I was like, how the hell are they going to go from like Civil War to Infinity War? And then it happened, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
what?
So we start out with, we'll just go to Phase 5 because that's really where the plan kicks off pretty much. Because Phase 4 is sort of still it's wackiness, but we're going to get to, well, actually, before we go there, let's talk about Black Panther, man.
Dude, Black Panther goes hard.
Wakanda Forever trailer is, dare I say, incredible.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
The way, the lack of dialogue, just some of the unique shots that they decided to place in there.
Yeah, it makes it look super cinematic. And I think the music they use for it, how it transitions for it's somber kind of song. Into like, I mean, the thing about Black Panther is they always use Kendrick Lamar, and it faded into Kendrick Lamar music, and I was like, okay, this is very fitting, and it works. It looks beautiful.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. What struck me immediately was the cool, earthy color palette with the kind of the dirt and the white clothing where they were doing the dance.
Oh, it's so cool.
And you're right, it has that. It just looks so refreshing, and we get Namor finally, which has been teased all the way back to Iron Man 2.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
his reveal in the trailer was cool too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole thing about like Atlantis and all that, it looks cool. It feels cool.
It's giving definition. You can already tell this movie's giving definition to Wakanda. Because before it was just like, oh, hey, it's Wakanda. We have vibranium, and it's kind of epic. But now it's, there's Namor, who's your neighbor.
Yeah.
And...
Namor the neighbor.
And it seems like they're getting a lot more into the politics, too, of the politics of Wakanda and the aftermath of all these deaths. And obviously you can tell they're going to do a great homage to Chadwick. It's going to be great. Yeah. Rest in peace.
What a guy.
You know, in the past, I have had my gripes with the Black Panther movie, but never with Chadwick Boseman's performance. He's a top 3 superhero for me. He always just Black Panther in general has been a top 3 superhero for me. And his performance was rock solid. I mean, you knew when he was on the screen, your eyes immediately went to him.
Oh yeah,
he killed it.
Yeah, he was always one of the better parts of Marvel, I'd say.
Yeah,
especially in like that later bit where he truly becomes. Well, I mean, he was like a big character through Phase 3. Because I mean, they introduced him in like the first big movie.
And whose ass does he kick? Doesn't he kick Captain America's ass almost, or who is it? Winter Soldier?
Both.
Dude, his entrance is great.
He kicks everyone's ass at one point, pretty much, in that movie.
Yeah, which is justifiable if you know about Black Panther the comics. I mean, the dude is
he's awesome.
He's awesome. But so we'll get a great homage for him.
Yeah,
and I kind of was speculating this too. We both were. I think we even talked about this in a recent episode. This movie has a chance to be one of the best Marvel movies,
honestly,
ever. Yeah, in general.
That's one thing I really liked from this trailer is it looks amazing. It feels amazing. It feels unique. Yes, it feels like it knows what it wants to be. It feels like it has that identity, and that it's going to go hard with that identity. And I think it's going to go with a lot of emotion. It's going to be a ride, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
There was something I was going to say. I can't remember.
There has been talk about the ocean people look like the people from Avatar. Well,
I was going to say I got some Avatar vibes from that trailer.
Well, you did, but also people should know that Namor came out a bajillion years before the Avatar movies came out. But
that's what I was going to say. I got Avatar vibes from it, but I kind of like that.
Oh, me
I
too.
kind of love it. There was something about like watching that trailer and like the Avatar vibes kicked in, and I was like, oh my god, I love this instantly even more than I already did.
Yeah, it brings... Go ahead.
It makes it look... It's going to be like a cool visual. Like, it's going to make Black Panther look even cooler than it already did. Because, I mean, even the first Black Panther movie, minus the ending CGI disgusting battle at the train, that movie looks really cool. That was one that I thought was through like rewatch and stuff. I've liked like the look of it just a lot more. Mm-hmm. It looks really cool. And I think they're going to up that with like twofold with this one.
I think they will too. And I also get the sense that it's going to be more complicated than other Marvel movies, and especially the first Black Panther, and I'm here for that too. Yes. I'm down to actually get a little bit more sophisticated and people having to actually pay attention more, and I'm always here for that. So I think we're going to get it with this, considering first of all, great acting and emotion from that ending speech. That what's her name, TJ? Who's that actress?
Oh god, I can't remember her name.
She's the mother, yes?
Yeah, the mom. And she's been I think she was in the first one.
But what a great way to end the trailer.
Oh yeah.
And bring, because you have all this hype, and then you start with a strong emotion with the dance, and the sort of the mini homage, get some beautiful shots, get some more mysterious hype with these sort of these soldiers, and they're breaking into something, it looks like, and you're, what's going on? And then you go back to hardcore, serious,
Black
everything's falling apart. She's like, my family is literally dying because they are. Her husband and then her son dies. Yeah. Imagine what that would do to you. And so it seems like that's going to be drawn out, and it's going to be an event.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Moving on, we can talk about Quantumania.
Yeah. Okay, we don't have much time until we have to leave, but
yes. By the way, we're seeing Nope.
Yeah,
that's why we're gonna end this podcast here shortly, and we'll talk about that on a Sauna Sunday, or have its own episode. We'll figure that out. What else do we want to talk about? Guardians 3.
Guardians 3
has some promising stuff to it. I said before, I love those movies, and I think this third one is going to be the best of the bunch. I think when you add in Will Poulter, is that his name?
Yeah.
As Adam Warlock, that is already a strong villain in the comics.
Yeah.
And I heard he worked his ass off.
Yeah. Well, I think he might. I don't think he's the main villain of the movie.
Is he not?
I don't think so. Because he's also a hero. Yeah, because he's one of the guys who originally kicks Thanos' ass.
Oh, I didn't know
royally that. in the comics.
Okay. Well, anyway, you have him. Still strong character, though, nonetheless. Who knows what to do with him. And then what I'm really interested in is the way they bring resolution to the characters that we've come to love.
Well, yeah, and I think it's going to be like a resolution, but also I think it's also another like kicking off point, because like I think they said that this is the last movie where the Guardians are together, but I don't think it's the last movie with the Guardians.
Okay.
At least that's what I heard like a long time ago, like when they were first writing it. So I'm definitely interested to see where they leave things off.
And I think it's a good point now to bring up that I personally want this to be the last film with the Guardians, because I want James Gunn to end with essentially his baby, because he was the one that went to Marvel and pitched this to them when they were filming Iron Man 3, and it's his creation. He should start it, he should end it.
Yeah.
So this should be it's his vision, which it is. He said this is how he always intended to end it. Mm-hmm. This should be the last Guardians movie.
Yes. He's one of the only Marvel directors to finally like get his vision across.
He'll be the second, is that correct? He'll be the third, because Peyton Reed, didn't he do the first? Didn't he do the other two?
Yeah,
Ant-Man's.
Peyton Reed. Because John Watts is the first. Peyton Reed, I guess, because like I mean, for the first part,
I know there's the Edgar. Are you talking about? Are you referring to the Edgar Wright thing? Okay,
Edgar Wright / But Peyton Reed, I mean, he directed the rest.
He technically
he did. He just doing the last two. So I mean, he's like mostly there. So I mean, you give it to him, kind of.
Yeah.
And then
I guess if we want to, we'll put it this way. Truly, from start to finish, he is the second.
Yes, start to finish, he is number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely interested to see where it goes.
And I think it's going to be darker, too, because it's going to deal with a lot with Rocket's backstory, which, if there's any truth to how horrific just his back looks, how scarred it is, and how much of an emphasis was placed on it, right? When Star-Lord first looks at it in the first one and realizes, dude, this guy's had some messed up history.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be darker than expected. I mean, it'll still have the Guardians' amazing soundtrack and have the banter that everyone loves between them and Rocket yelling at Star-Lord and stuff like that. But
I think like the first bit and probably maybe like most of the last bit will have that kind of vibe. But I think it'll hit like a solid chunk in the middle where it might get a little darker. And I think that 2 occasionally does that with like some of its, because it kind of gets like monologue-y at points. There's some parts where it's like Drax has like some, or not like, it's not a monologue, but like he has like some deep moments and you're like, what? This is a Guardians movie?
And might I add, now again, I'm slightly biased because I love the movies, but I thought they were good. I did like that change from the first one.
Yes, I like Guardians 2. I think Guardians 2 is a great movie. I think that's one of the things I do like about it most. Is like it's change of pace.
It sits down with the characters.
It vibes a lot more. And it gets, some parts of it are a little more deep, and I like that. I think it's a beautifully made movie.
Yeah,
in terms of like cinematography and stuff like that.
Color palette, amazing, primo. What we should end on, because it's what ends the multiverse saga, is Kang.
Oh yeah,
because he's a big part. He is the villain in Kang the Conqueror specifically. Is the villain in Quantumania, and is going to be the many variants of Kang.
Yeah,
is going to be the villains, I guess.
Yeah,
of this saga, because literally the first of the last 2 movies is the Kang Dynasty.
Yes.
First of all, great pickup with Jonathan Majors. I think he's going to do a fantastic job.
Oh, he's already great.
Even his little bit in Loki was fantastic. You can clearly tell he has that sort of chaotic energy as a human being that is perfect for portraying multiple beings. Kang the Conqueror is my all-time favorite Marvel villain. I love his costume in the comics. I think he's super interesting. So I think it is well-deserving with the emphasis that he has in the comics and his abilities. He is well-deserving of being the main villain of an entire saga.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what happens with that character and where they place him.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones considering he's like the next big Thanos-style character, I'm definitely interested to see how they place him, how he's kind of built up. Because, they've already included him a lot more than they did Thanos, like in his early stages. Because, Thanos didn't do a single thing until Infinity War. In terms of, in terms of, being on screen, he shows up for, 2 scenes in Avengers, the post-credit scene of Age of Ultron, and then he's gone.
He's in Guardians. The first
Guardians too?
He's in the first Guardians.
Okay, yeah.
Because he sends Ronan.
Okay. Yes, yeah. But in terms of that kind of thing, he doesn't do much. He's kind of just there.
Mm-hmm. All we know is that he wants the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, he's after something big, and then later it's the Infinity Stones. And for a long time he was like a big mystery character, and then in Infinity War they truly make him a thing. Kang, he's already had more screen time than Thanos did, and it's in 1 episode of Loki. And considering he's gonna be the villain of another movie, and then 2 more movies, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I'm very excited for Kang. I think he's gonna be a fun addition to the big series villains like Thanos. And Jonathan Majors has a lot to bring. I'm excited to see him in Ant-Man and Avengers and all those crazy movies. So,
and I think you bring up a really good point, and this is what I want to end on, is I'm glad to see him more involved in these movies, because we're going to see his variants. We're going to see just how powerful he is in all these different movies, and make him more intricate and more important and have more emotion in all these characters because they've experienced him before.
Yeah.
So anyway, on that note, we're going to end things.
Yeah.
And it was a wild, busy Comic-Con for Marvel. Absolutely stole the show by far.
Oh, yeah.
And stole this podcast.
Yeah. Between the two panels, they destroyed.
They destroyed, yeah. So, without further ado, we will end this thing. Next episode is probably going to be on Nope. We will see. Yeah. But we're going to watch that. Hype, Jordan Peele, what a guy. And yeah, I think we'll catch them on the next episode of the Magic Movie Misfits podcast. Right, TJ?
We'll see you later.
All right, peace.